Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss worksheet 13 of subject science, which is issued for 3rd August 2020. Here we see that Gyan asked his sister that if size of an atom is so small and insignificant that we cannot see them, then why should we think and care about them? Jigyasa tells that everything around us, stars, clouds, animals, trees, even we, are made up of these atoms. A scientist named John Dalton proposed an atomic theory which was based on the nature of these atoms. Matter are composition of atoms which react together to form compounds. In his theory, he have told 6 postulates which are at all matters is made up of very tiny particles called atoms. Atoms are invisible particles which cannot be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. Atoms combine in a ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. The relative number and kinds of atom are constant in a given compound. Now we will study all these postulates in detail. First, all matter is made up of very tiny particles called atoms. We see that all elements, when chemically divided, we get invisible particles known as atoms. We see that element A and element B are atoms and compound C are just the combination of these atoms. Now we will see the other postulate, which is atoms are invisible particles which cannot be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. We can understand this with the same example that atoms are fundamental units. Element A and element B are formed of many atoms and compound C are just combination of these. So we see that no new atoms are formed nor any atom is destroyed while the chemical reaction. The other postulate is atoms of given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. When we zoom element A, we see that element A is made up of same kinds of atoms. They have identical mass and same chemical properties. Now we see the other postulate. Atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. When we take element B, we see that it is made up of atoms which are different from atoms of element A. They have different masses and have different chemical properties. Now the other postulate is atoms combine in a ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. Atoms of element A and atoms of element B are in the same proportion in compound C. We see that 2 atoms of element A and 1 atom of element B are there in 1 unit of compound C. The other postulate is the relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. We see that in compound C, 1 unit is made up of two atoms of element A and one atom of element B, which remains the same throughout the composition of compound C. Now we have studied all the postulates given by Dalton in his atomic. Now we have discussed each and everything in today's worksheet, and now it's time to attempt all the question answers. I am attaching the list of answers to all the questions given in a worksheet. First, try to attempt all the questions by yourself, and if you face any problem, then you may also watch the video again or see the answer sheets. Thank you.